There is a new controversy brewing in Tobago, and it is known as Rocky Point. Tobago is not unfamiliar with controversy. It has been fought over and changed hands 33 times, and even Rocky Point has had to prepare for the fighting with a fort being erected there in the 1680s. However, this time Rock Point is the controversy. Most people have never visited Rocky Point, so we have come to explore it and show you what is there.
Rocky Point is a small peninsula on the southwestern coast of Tobago in the Mount Irving area, shortly after the Mount Irving Bay Beach facility. Indeed, one side of Rocky Point overlooks the Mount Irving Bay Beach facility. It is claimed that this peninsula is the last undeveloped area in this part of Tobago. While I have doubts about that claim, it is certainly the last undeveloped seaside area in this part of Tobago. The controversy surrounding Rocky Point is about the construction of a 200-room Mariott branded hotel and luxury villas at Rocky Point. The Rocky Point area has both historical and ecological significance, and we have come to discover both. The historical importance lies in the remains of Fort Monck, the last of the Courlander forts in Tobago. Many would be familiar with the attempts to settle Tobago with settlers from the Duchy of Courlander, which is now the European country of Latvia. Many visitors to Tobago would go to see Fort James in Plymouth and are told that this is the site that the Courlanders sought to settle. There were, however, other sites along this part of Tobago's coastline that the Courlanders tried to settle on. There is no doubt that this is undeveloped land, with the high grasses and tall trees on the sides of the peninsula. We're having difficulty finding this fort. We're also having difficulty making our way through the high grass, as we had not come dressed in the appropriate manner for searching through this kind of bush. Our first attempt to find Fort Monck was not successful. However, thanks to Gabriel de Gaetano of the Tobago Historical Conservation Society, we learned of another, easier route to the fort. The Courlanders had made several previous attempts to settle Tobago, and in 1680, a new fortification was built at Stonehaven Bay by a small advance group of soldiers under an English lieutenant called Robert Bennett, who was working for the Courlanders. After attacks by Amerindians from the Windward Islands, Bennett left Tobago with most of his group in 1681. Shortly after, a group arrived under the command of a Scottish colonel in Courlander service called Frank Monck, who was accompanied by a mixed group of about 135 settlers consisting of Scotsmen, Germans, Danes, and Latvians. Finding the colony in a bad shape, he decided to construct a new fortification at Rocky Point between Mount Irving Bay and Stonehaven Bay. This route certainly seems easier as there's less tall grass, but the difficulty is finding the trail and keeping on the trail. Well, we've made it back to the top of the peninsula and back in the tall grass again, but this time we have a good idea of the landmark that we are looking for in order to find the remains of Fort Monck. We have spotted the landmark and are making good progress towards it. The fort was built using coral stone in a horseshoe layout with earth embankments and housed a battery of 6 cannons. There was a two-story powder magazine incorporating a barrel-vaulted magazine store with a dressed stone lintel above the door and rifle holes poking out through the brick. The powder magazine still remains, and that is the objective of today's search. The cannons that were at this fort still exist, but they are presently located elsewhere in Tobago. Monck was soon assaulted by members of the Courlander tribe from St. Vincent and St. Lucia, aided by French pirates. In addition, Monck's group was not receiving supplies from Europe, with many of the supply ships vanishing before reaching to Tobago. The Coronian soldiers deserted and fled to Barbados. So in 1683, Monck and the remaining settlers left Tobago. While we have found the powder magazine, we now want to find the remains of the outer coral stone walls, and eventually we find them. It is amazing how much of these stone walls remain.
Angelo, we're coming like in that movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I should have put on my Indiana Jones hat. Oh yes. Yeah.
Having a fort at Rocky Point is not unusual when you consider how coastal defenses were set up in the 17th and 18th century. Generally, wherever there are large bays that ships could use as a harbor, forts were erected to protect the bay, as the idea was to prevent any enemy from landing on the island. So you had Fort James and Fort Bennett on either side of Courlander Bay, Fort Milford covering Store Bay, Fort King George covering Rockley Bay, Fort Granby that sought to cover both Barbados Bay and Pinfold Bay. Fort Monck was intended to cover the Mount Irving Bay and Stonehaven Bay.
Look at anymore. Yeah. Right, and back to that. Yeah.
Fort Monck is not the only attraction at Rocky Point. After all, this is a seaside location. Rocky Point lies alongside the beach that is known as Back Bay. So we are going to explore the Back Bay beach. At the end of this video, we will show a truly unique feature of this beach and possibly the only one of its kind in Tobago. So stay tuned to the end.
They probably bathing. Correct. Because we can find out. All right. Well, I will go down. That's all.
Descending to the beach is a little tricky, but not difficult.
This is the only piece that have any little.
Ryan, when you step to things, don't put your foot ever straight. You always put your foot
Sideways, yeah.
sideways. Follow the leader.
Yeah. Actually, if I'd look there, the cut steps on there, yeah, that side. Right. Oh gosh. Machineel. Machineel. Yeah, this is the one that you don't want the sap to drip on you.
No,
No.
stay.
It blisters your skin. They've down that end. I seen over there. Yes.
So this is the area known as Back Bay, and it is part of the larger Stonehaven Bay.
Yeah.
If you liked this video, please hit the like button and share the video.
And now I want to find the salt pools. They're over that way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where?
Over there. You see where those people are by the rocks? Yeah. Neil will ball.
Back Bay is a nesting site for marine turtles, and we can see the trails in the sand left by these turtles as they come on shore to lay their eggs. Now, I do not want in this video to give the impression that I am against the development at Rocky Point. I believe that it is possible to have tourism development and at the same time preserve historical artifacts and also preserve the ecology of the areas around the tourism development. Indeed, Grand Riviere is an excellent example of having hotels and at the same time preserving turtle nesting sites. I believe that we can do both. It simply requires proper and careful planning.
Morning. Hi. So there's the saltwater pools. We walk around and see on that side. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We take a bad like walk around. Yeah. Well, I see him at the edge there. No. Yeah, there. Yeah, afterwards, let's see. Yeah, man.
These salt pools are unique and provide an enchanting place for a relaxing soak in the salt water.
Yeah, this nice. Morning, morning. Hi. Nice. Angie, there's more. Yes. Look at that, eh? Clear.
If you want to see other videos of outdoor activities in Trinidad, select one of the videos that is appearing on your screen now.